Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Fuel and Fumes podcast, where we are your two hosts who bring you everything from racing news and gambling picks every Friday morning. We've got all the racing news from every series. And yeah, I'm Mac, that's Spencer, and we are here.
Hello.
We've got all the news. It's week one of no IndyCar postseason depression. F1 is on a 3-week break.
You call it PNC.
PNC. Post. Well, so post Indy next Clarity.
Yeah, so PIC.
Post IndyCar Clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling too clear about much. Kind of just foggy headed, little bit spirally, if you will. Kind of depressed. No racing.
You're depressed?
Yeah, dude.
Why is the captain depressed?
Because there's no racing on.
The sheriff is no longer in Nashville, so he is.
Yeah, you take the sheriff out of Nashville,
but you can't take the Nashville out of the sheriff. Nice.
Yeah, dude. It's rough, but we're here.
Rough. Bark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself, be honest.
Thank you.
Spencer, how have you been? It has been a week since we have talked last with our lovely listeners.
Yeah, it was good. I had to stay late today because I had to work extra. So that means McGregor worked extra. And then we had a pizza crisis because I said I was going to get pizza. And then McGregor sounded like he was interested, but then reverted to I have pork chops at home. So then I went and got a pizza and then came up with the pizza to McGregor putting his hands out like Jesus was giving water and bread. And I was like, what's going on here? There's miscommunication. There's breakdown.
Yeah. What Spencer's seemed to miss was that I said I'd split on a small one because I was going to be an adult and have just two dinners, pizza dinner at work and regular dinner at home. But that did not work out, but it's okay. Spencer, he still gave me a slice. Yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah. I felt bad.
I don't care what they say about him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, if there's miscommunication, you don't give your buddy that slice of pizza, you should really rethink your friendship because if you're gonna hog the whole pizza, that's a problem.
It's like 75 cents for a slice of pizza, man. Like what's that all about? Don't even know.
What is that all about?
Yeah, it's tables turn, people change, bridges burn.
Yeah, bridges
whatever,
burn. Yeah,
no burn.
It's not like no grown adult man is gonna get himself a personal pizza. So like every time he's gonna get a pizza, it's at least gonna be a medium. So therefore, you can share the pizza. Is what my point of this is.
Oh man, I'm making a medium of personal pizza.
That's what I mean. No guy is gonna go out there and get like the legitimate small personal pizza.
No.
Some guy, if a guy's going out and getting a pizza, it's a full fucking pizza.
Yeah, you're getting like a medium for yourself, large if you want lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Extra large if you want like maybe two meals.
Like if me and McGregor were gonna split a pizza, I was gonna get a party size pizza.
Yeah. The way that we can slug down some Zaw is actually kind of alarming.
It's actually sick. It's like when we got a pizza for our buddy's birthday and we got, man, I don't even know how big that pizza is.
Slabs, like the two of them?
But it was the biggest slab I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it was like 6-foot tables. Like that was like one of those.
No, like legitimately, it was probably almost 5 feet.
Yeah.
It was
a lot of pizza. Like you needed a flatbed truck to bring that thing around.
And then it vanished. It was
disappeared.
Gone.
Yeah, it was irresponsible how fast that went.
Yeah, it was gone. It was basically like
we went swimming after. Like we said fuck it to the 20-minute rule.
Yeah, we said
fuck it to the 20-minute rule, and that was not cool. That wasn't it.
It's almost like just like turkey vultures on whatever animal has laid and died.
Yeah.
They were on it like glue. Wow,
that's a grisly little Snapchat to open.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Nate.
Yeah, one of our buddies ended up going to war with a piece of wood this weekend, and the wood won. The wood always wins.
And now Nate has one big tally mark across his shin.
Yeah.
So that's pretty unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, I was going to say, it's not unfortunate. Is that this podcast is sponsored by C4 Energy. This episode and all the other episodes that we have and record on week 56 and beyond are fueled by C4 Energy.
The ones where we say this episode is fueled by C4 Energy,
that's the one.
They're usually the ones that are fueled by C4 Energy. But I've got to say C4 Energy has been fueling my mornings, hitting the gym, getting after it early, nothing quite wakes you up like a nice C4 energy.
Nope.
When you're trying to get back on the horse, C4 energy. When you've been doing it for years and you need a switch up, try some C4 energy. I guarantee you it will change the way that you work out.
Remember to use code FUMES. That's 20% off at checkout.
That spells fumes for those of you guys who are less than literate.
John, that's for you.
Yeah. John. Well, someone was saying that we talk about John like he's a mythical character.
Yeah, he is. He is the Dwight Schrute of our podcast.
Yeah, he is.
You have to see him in the flesh to believe he exists. He almost came on the pod today. He asked to come on the pod.
He did, but unfortunately, we were on a tight ship here.
We also don't translate. Our podcast is fully in English, so unfortunately, we can't translate.
Yeah, we can't translate from John's mythical languages that he speaks.
Yeah,
but anyways, should we talk about some racing?
Let's zoom into it.
I think we should. We should switch gears. Yeah. So it's been a good week for news. I always love the good news weeks. But we're starting out hot. McLaren has hired Red Bull's head of strategy to be its new sporting director.
McLaren at this exact point in time is basically the guy that your girlfriend says not to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're stealing everybody.
They're stealing everybody. And Will Courtney, correct me if I'm wrong, he is the latest victim. He is leaving Red Bull to join the Pies after 20 years working with the Red Bull team. This is yet another significant staff member of Red Bull leaving to join a rival team. And you know what? I've seen people saying Jos Verstappen may have been right, where the allegations, the controversy that riddled the team may have done more damage regardless of, how it played out. We've already seen Newey leave. We've seen the whole army leave. This is just one of the latest.
Hi, Christian. We're talking about you. It's you, Christian.
Yeah, it's not good. Whatever it is, but this might be the first time that Jos Verstappen is right, saying that this is going to hurt the team. Yeah, exactly, Spencer. For those of you who are listening on audio, Spencer's stabbing himself in the chest with a knife, maybe a box cutter, maybe
not a box cutter. That would suck. Like a big, like
a Scottish claymore sword.
Exactly.
So it's really not good what's happening at Red Bull. The team is seemingly in shambles. Maybe another 4-year cycle like they had with Vettel. They won everything for about 4 years straight, and then nothing.
Smell you later.
Then what happened?
Yeah, it looks like this is a burning ship that will end up being at the bottom of the ocean very soon. You basically, with the timeline of Red Bull in general, I think that they'll win the Drivers' Championship. They won't win the Constructors. They'll win the Drivers. I think it'll be very tight. I don't think it'll go down to the wire, but it'll be very close. But I do think that Red Bull has a short time of about a year to continue into next year to be competitive. But next year is McLaren's year to shine.
Yeah, you couldn't be more right. And also, if McLaren loses by 1 point, it's Daniel Ricciardo's fault. If it's 7 points, it's Oscar Piastri's.
Nice.
I think anything less than about 10, I think it's the teams.
It's the teams for sure.
Yeah. Which we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We'll start pointing fingers now. That way we can say we were right when it happens later.
Nice.
And we can just clip this little 9 minutes, 12 seconds.
To our editor, please clip that.
Noted.
That's just us.
That's just us.
That's just me doing let me go get my manager and spinning myself in the chair, and then
Spencer's here now.
Yeah, we're here now.
Manager, HR, judge, jury, executioner.
Yeah,
we're all of it.
Yeah.
But you got any last words on that?
No, I just think McLaren will continue to salvage what Red Bull has left and then leave them to die. It's basically like, that's a crazy analogy that popped in my head. I think I'm just going to leave that one on in my head and move on with this conversation.
Okay. Yeah, just leave it there. Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Put a park. Yeah. Put it in park. Anyways, we've got even more news. Do you want to stay on F1 or you want to move to IndyCar?
Nah, I'll stay on F1 and then we'll move to IndyCar.
Stay on F1?
Yeah.
All right. You want to take this away or you got it?
Yeah, no, I'll get it. So Daniel Ricciardo said that he did not want to leave the F1 paddock after the Singapore GP farewell. So, of course, the Australian has conceded that maybe the fairy tale has ended, not in the way that he wanted it to, having targeted the Red Bull seat for a long time, but then heading back to the, well, not heading back to, but coming back to the junior squad at VCARB. However, I'm a little confused here because we continue this week hearing a bunch of Ricciardo news regarding his leaving of the team, but not one person has confirmed that this is true. We have these murmurings of him possibly leaving. Him, of course, bringing these sad quotes of it being his last race, but we have no confirmation from the team that he is leaving. So I really don't know what to do with this current information.
Yeah, this one's like, it seems like everybody's crying sheep or wolf. I'm not sure how that story goes. But nobody is, where's the dollar stop? Where is it? I've seen people suggesting that 50% of VCARB sponsors are leaving if Ricciardo leaves. That obviously, I don't know how true it is, but that can't happen realistically when you're running a race team. I've seen mercy killings that go over better than this departure. I know this is how the Red Bull machine works. They chew drivers up and they spit them out. Nice.
Thank you.
Fuck. That was awful.
Could have left it at one, bud.
Yeah, could have. Had to double down.
Yep.
But yeah, they chew them up, they spit them out. This is not how Daniel Ricciardo should be treated. In my humble opinion, I think it's not making fans. It's not making fans happy.
No.
They owe everybody nothing realistically. But I think, for what Daniel's done for the sport, the gravitational pull that this guy has into the sport, I think they should maybe, break it off clean and get rid of his number or something, no contact for 30 days, whatever the rules of a good breakup are. But that's not good. This
is bizarre because if they were to let him go, which I kind of thought they'd do at the end of the season, they didn't. They waited till Coda. Now, I think it's crazy to make this move. In my head, the only way that you make the Ricciardo move is due to the implications of Sergio Perez, because really moving Ricciardo or removing Ricciardo and putting in Lawson does nothing. So I think the only reason why they would move Ricciardo is to either move him out of that seat and put Lawson in, or put him in Sergio's seat, have Sergio sit out and put Lawson in the VCARB seat. Because what is the bonus of removing Ricciardo in general?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing really there. VCARB is not a competitive team right now.
No.
What is the point of taking out Ricciardo in general? What's the implications of it?
I think that the only benefit that I can really see is that, if you take out one of the two drivers that have been in the car all year, then you get a new measuring stick, right? You get a new way to see, like, are Daniel and Yuki consistently like 2 seconds off the pace, or are they actually reaching the maximum of this car? And I'm thinking that they think Lawson can do that when, realistically it could be, I don't know if anyone else could really do that, but what they have to gain doesn't really seem like it's quite there.
No, it's strange to me that they do this with 8 races. Is it 8 races left?
6.
There's not very many races left of the season to make this move. I just don't get what they gain out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just want Lawson to get some time in the seat, but I'm lost why they'd make this move if it is confirmed. I'm waiting for news to actually come out to confirm it, but if it is, then rip Ricciardo.
See, I thought this was going to be announced today on Tuesday when we're recording.
Oh, there you go. There's the title of the episode.
What?
Rip Ricciardo.
Rip Ricciardo.
Yeah. R.I.P. my boy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought it could have been today. It has not been today. The other thing that I wanted to highlight is that nobody's really talking about the Sergio Perez implications here. we've kind of thrown some stupid ideas around, a little conspiracy that I've got cooking. What if they're so unhappy with Sergio Perez that they put him in the VCARB, put Ricciardo in the Red Bull, do a little swap for the rest of the season, see if they can claw back, get that the constructors titles back, and then they have a day. They have a great time. They just all have a party.
They have to keep Sergio in a seat, because if they get to Mexico and Sergio is not in there, they will burn down the paddock. And by they, I mean the locals.
Break loose.
Yeah, they will burn down the paddock at the Mexico GP, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I don't think they have the cahoons to do that. I don't even think they'll do the swap, because I think the swap will cause a lot of mayhem.
A lot of mayhem. But hey, could happen. It's not entirely off the table. There's still probably a 0.1% chance that could happen. So
true.
If it happens, I called it. You heard it here first.
We called it.
But if it didn't happen, then I'm just pulling it.
Literally, McGregor gonna call things. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You can go back to IndyCar if you'd like to.
IndyCar, there we go.
There you go. Full circle.
Yeah, we're gonna raid the IndyCar news like the FBI. Come in. IndyCar introduces a historic, earth-shattering, groundbreaking new charter system for 25
pelvic
cars
thrusting
for the 2025 season. So this is a bit of a clusterfuck, a bit of a mind bender when you get into it. And I'm still really not too well versed on it. So bear with me. And if you can correct me, please help me out.
Let's do it.
So IndyCar has introduced a new charter system under which 10 of its teams have secured a total of 25 entries for the series, up to and including the 2031 season. One half of the teams have taken 3 cars each. So this is Penske, Ganassi, Andretti, McLaren, and
Way Hobletto and Wacing.
Yeah, RLL, as Spencer likes to say. So they've all got 3 entries. There's another 5 teams that get 2 cars each. So there's Foyt, there's Coyne, there's Carpenter, there's Juncos, and there's Meyer-Shank. And then that leaves the incoming Prema team with no charter at all.
0.
So a chartered entry will be a guaranteed place on the starting grid at 16 of IndyCar's 17 races next year. This is only excluding the Indy 500, where there's a grid of 33, if I'm not mistaken.
There is.
So guaranteed 500 entries were a part of the discussion too, but the threat of regular season cars dropping out of the iconic event's 33 car field in qualifying battle over the Indy 500's usual, what the fuck?
I don't know what word that is.
Deluge? Deluge of one-off entries will remain, which no doubt will prove popular to fans. Okay, so I think there's a fear that there's going to be too many entrants and regular season running cars are going to get bumped.
Yes.
So
sounds like it from our deciphering of what's going on.
Okay, so you're going to have your people like, let's say a Pato O'Ward crashes his car on bump day. He is the 34th fastest. He does not make the Indy 500. Tragic. Not going to happen.
No.
Because they're the 33 or the 25 cars are guaranteed entry.
See.
Or are they? Fuck.
No, I'm lost on. I get up until what they want for the 500. I'm confused on the status of the 500, of how they're going about this. I'm waiting for more news to come out, because they did a horrible job at explaining this. We've gone through a few articles now that I still cannot get a clarification of exactly what the premise of the chartering is. Of course, it guarantees, but for the 500, I'm lost on the structure of it.
Yeah, so I guess this is just going to be like what they did back in the old days of F1, where 40 people rock up to a race. There's only 25 spots. Well, there's 25 guaranteed spots with each of the teams that are guaranteed charter spots. But let's say a Prema shows up, they don't have any entries. Then I guess they
just got to qualify well.
Yeah, they just bump, whoever.
Yep.
Right.
It seems like it.
Seems like it.
That seems to what the idea is.
I think there's going to be a lot more coming out in the next few days that will better explain it. Hopefully some infographics.
We like circles and pictures.
Exactly.
So
put it in caveman terms for us.
Yes. IndyCar, please.
IndyCar, please. Yeah. Don't keep relying on all of your content creators. All those people know who they are, but yeah, let's do something here.
Let's do something here.
So it isn't clear how likely there are going to be non-qualifiers at most races. So that, I guess, you just pack them up, send them home.
It sounds like it.
That would be tragic. You have bad
tragic.
qualifying run, like let's say someone like a Will Power or like a Pato at Joseph Newgarden, like all these guys, they could have one bad qualifying session. They're just not racing in like Portland or Texas or whatever.
Just say womp womp.
Yeah, it's womp womp. But anyways, I think this will be cool because it will make it for, one-off entries like whatever the hell Dale Coyne did this year with their revolving door of a fourth car. They're going to make it so that car has to qualify and is not just in based on merit, which I think is good. Because, the what was it? Toby Sowery, Luca Gorhito,
Toby Maguire.
Yeah. Catherine Legg, like all those guys, they kind of got in, didn't have great races, any of them really, like, whatever, but they're not going to be guaranteed a spot unless they qualify well.
I like that. Yes.
Which is cool. I think it kind of ramps up the integrity a little bit, and it might make it for more interesting qualifying days, right?
I definitely think the qualifying days will be more interesting, of course, with the layout. So once we get some, more and more information, we'll update because we're figuring it out.
And like, I don't quite get the hype of this rule because it seems like everybody that's weighed in on it, like, team bosses, Chip Ganassi, Ed Carpenter, everybody is saying this is like maybe the fourth greatest moment in IndyCar's history since the IRL and kart were united and so on and so forth. Like it's being super highly touted, but I don't quite get it. So if you know, let me know.
If you know, let me know.
Let me know. Also in the IndyCar news, we have Rinus VeeKay is leaving Ed Carpenter Racing after 5 years with the team. Now this is kind of out of the blue. I think it's a little bit shocking. I think Rinus has definitely been one of the top performers on that team consistently. When you look at who he's kind of up against, Ed Carpenter.
It was up with Connor a lot as well.
Yeah, Connor. Who else? I'm drawing so many blanks.
Connor was the one he was with for a long time.
But anyways, bit of a shock considering how fast Rinus is and how, this team could really use a driver like him. However, the rumor boys have their ears to the ground. Sources all around the paddock are saying that Rossi is taking the seat in 2025. Now, everybody, all the people on the in crowd, they're saying that Rossi's a big coffee guy, right? I was trying to explain this to Spencer earlier. It wasn't quite following. But Rossi's a big coffee guy, which makes perfect sense for Ed Carpenter's newest sponsor, Heartland Food Products, the company that owns Java House and Splenda.
Splendid.
So I think that's an insider's tell right there. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to see Rossi back in a seat. We always knew he was going to get one. Didn't know where, but that is going to, I think, confirm one of the many, many seats that are still up for grabs or becoming up for grabs as the season or the silly season and off season progress.
Story fits like a glove.
It does. The glove, if the gloves don't fit, you must acquit. But the glove fits, so not sure what they do now, but
figure it out, OJ.
Yeah, figuring it out.
Well, as McGregor tries to scroll to the end of our Google Doc, there is nothing else that we have on the Google Doc because there's no more IndyCar racing, and we don't have another race for Formula One for another 4 weeks.
October 20th?
My girlfriend's losing it right now, figuring out that I don't have to watch the race for the next 3 to 4 weekends.
Yeah, it's
party time.
I don't know what to do.
Well, we have 4 more weeks to golf, so
yeah, true.
Let's get fucking crazy.
We should get out there.
I'm telling you, Fuel and Fumes.
Fuel and Fumes grip and sip.
We could do it.
The greatest golf tournament that never happened this year.
Because
a lot of people were asking me about this. It is like the Olympics. It is a biannual tournament.
Nice.
So it's every other year. The last Grip and Sip was fantastic. The first ever inaugural Grip and Sip last year.
It was quite great.
That was probably one of the most funs I've ever had golfing in my life. I know Titus would say the same.
Titus on hole 15 was my favorite.
That was. I'm gonna tell your kids about that. And then we're gonna have another Grip and Sip. It's gonna be next year. We're gonna do it big. We're gonna do it right. We're gonna do it. Fuck it. We're doing a trip to Indy. We're gonna play at the Indianapolis Brickyard golf course. Just kidding.
Good.
Our fan base. We could. Our fan base is mostly Canadian, but we do have some
50-50 split now, bud.
Yeah, some good Americans out there. A lot of West Coasters. Shout out to you, West Coasters. Shout out to you, East Coasters as well.
Shout out to you if you live anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere in the world.
Except
we're not going there, Spencer. It's not a political podcast. Not a political podcast.
It wasn't even that. I was gonna make a homeless joke. It was just terrible.
That's all right. No, we can leave that one at the door, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to.
Oh, yeah. It's already open.
It is open. I really don't have anything else.
Dude, I
lit wood away.
Also, did you see Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
Yeah,
was running Xfinity in the Mayo Missile. That was pretty cool.
That's what my girlfriend calls me. Nice.
Didn't like it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool to see our boy Jesse Love racing the Xfinity #2 car, racing up against one of his childhood heroes. A lot of respect from Jesse Love, which is something that I don't think you get to see really in these younger guys. Hats off during qualifying. That was spectacular. Brought goosebumps to my arms and the back of my neck. Yeah, it's just class.
Pure class.
And you don't see it much anymore. But
loved it.
Just happy to see it.
That was good. That was a nice little sneaky one. I like that. Pull it out of the hat.
I got racing news and details for it. It's just how my brain works. Just all up there. Anyways, we should probably leave.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we love you.
We love you.
We thank you for listening every single week, like you always do. And tell your friends.
Tell your mama.
Follow us on social media.
Tell your people.
Buy a t-shirt from our DMs.
We're here.
We're out of here. Bye.